Good morning, and welcome to the church with a big heart and a 14-syllable name. And check my work. The Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm Service Associate Eric Williams. My pronouns are he, him. Our service leader today is our fellowship's transitional minister, the Reverend Dr. Barbara Coeyman. And we couldn't do this service today without Constance Holden here and Reverend Petty Rather, who will be appearing on Zoom. Together, they know a great deal about today's topic of pastoral care. Today's music is provided by Julie Morris on the piano and Clara Kelly singing. Today's tech team is Larry Sherwood, Kathy Partridge, and Deborah Mensch. Many of us love our ritual saying of these welcome words each week because they express so well the spirit of this fellowship. This is the beginning of how we care for each other. You are all welcome here today. In all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes and sizes, gifts and challenges that come together in your uniqueness, you are welcome here. In all the ways you experience and express gender, and in the beauty that is who you love and how you love, you are welcome here. In all the ways you make your living and all the places you are from, with all the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here. No matter how long you are away, nor how soon you will return, you are welcome here. Whether you come needing support or with the ability to support others, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with a curious mind, a loving heart, and a willing spirit. We welcome you today. And know this, we are committed fully to the principles of love, reason, compassion, and justice within and beyond our congregation, within and beyond our troubled nation, as long as this fellowship stands. If you're new here, we're glad you found us and hope that in this community, whether you're with us in person or virtually, you can experience the warmth and love of this congregation. Please come back a few times to really get to know us. We also have good opportunities during the week for social connection and spiritual growth. Folks on Zoom can check out the links in the chat to help you get connected. And if you're here in your corporeal body, you can stop by the welcome table in our foyer for fellowship information and our newcomer form. It's also on the QR code in the back of most of the hymnals. If you'd like to view a simple order of service today on your phone, please scan the QR code here and do not go to Facebook after you've done that. And if you're here in person, please stay for coffee hour in the fellowship hall. And everybody on Zoom, Zoomies, please join together for a chat after the service. If you're joining us on Zoom, feel free to greet each other in the chat now, and if you're a Zoom newcomer, don't just lurk back there. Let us know who you are. Those of you in the sanctuary, please take one sweet minute to greet your neighbors.
A good morning. A good morning. A good morning to everyone. I'm Reverend Barbara. Can you hear me? I'm Reverend Barbara, the grateful minister of this congregation. My pronouns are she and her. In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we light our chalice the symbol of our faith. I invite you to join in with the words to light the chalice as Eric ignites the flame. As Constance ignites the flame. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, come into this house of worship. In bringing all of you, bring yourself, all who you are. Rest and quiet from your weak-worn spirit, for you are here to touch again eternal springs of hope and renewal. Calm your hurried pace. For this hour, let the cares, the fretfulness, and the worry be set aside. Forgive yourself. For you are so very worthy of moving on, of making new efforts, of trying again. Know that you are not alone. There is strength and caring support for you. You will find comfort if you but ask. Look around. You are part of community. Look around. You are part of community. You can make it what you will. Come, my friends, let us be together this morning and be glad. And in coming together, we affirm our community when we sing. Our opening hymn affirms that we are not alone. In the teal hymnal, if you're following, it's number 1012. The words will be on the screen for When I Am Frightened. Please rise in body or in spirit.
There's an old Celtic saying, "We live in the shelter of each other." What a poetic way to say that humans need each other to survive. We evolved to be in community. Even before modern Homo sapiens emerged, their ancestors survived in groups of 12 or so, and we've expanded on out from there ever since. Families, clans, tribes, nations, knit together by blood, geography, language, and beliefs. So we live in layers of communities, concentric circles of communities, from the inner circle of our family, however we define that, to our whole society and the world beyond. Circles within circles. However painful it may be sometimes to share life with other pesky humans, it seems inevitable. And so we have lived through the millennium. These days, fortunate humans like ourselves can choose the kind of community we want to have in that inner circle of our lives. We can choose to intentionally live in the shelter of people who share our values. Through the good times and the bad, through our struggles and our revelations, where we care for each other in turn through the seasons of our lives. This fellowship offers a precious opportunity for each of us to be in such a community. A loving, heart-based gathering of like-minded souls, each of us committed to caring for the other as best we can. I have made my choice, for this fellowship is my shelter. You, my shipmates, are my shelter. In return, I pledge to keep trying to get better at this whole business of living amidst other pesky humans. Isn't it true? Because this is what I choose again and again. It is my destiny, and it may well be yours. May it be so.
My name is Constance Holden, and my pronouns are she and her. We're going to talk this morning about the many ways in which we care for each other here at the fellowship. Think back, those of you who are members, and even those of you who are not, to the ceremony that we do when people become a member. And we do that right here on this dais, and people line up. I believe the last one was in May of this year. And it always warms my heart to see new people coming into the embrace of this fellowship. And when new members stand here, we have them recite words, something like this. I actually looked through the different ceremonies that we've had and the wordings that we've used, but it's something like this. You can expect to be cared for, and you will be asked to care for others. The words have changed slightly from time to time, but the idea stays steady. This is kind of a reciprocal relationship that you have. And there are both formal and informal ways in which that happens, and I'm going to talk about the kind of formal ways. So Janet Meyer, a while ago, as you know, updated our website, and there's a ton of information in there, and there's a lot of information on the website about caring for our congregation, and I encourage you to take a look at it. You can see on there, this isn't easy for you to read, and we're not going to dig into it, but it says submit a caring request here. So if you need something practical, or if you need somebody to be with you during a challenging time in your life, this is where you can actually make that request. And there's a document that you can fill out, and I can promise you it goes to somebody who's on the Caring Council. And there's a section in there called Neighbors Helping Neighbors. And that's the section, you can see it there, and that's the section that it kind of drills down, and we're divided into neighborhoods. You know, this congregation serves a very large geographical area, and I think it's what makes us really rich. We're not all from Louisville and Lafayette. We serve a large geographical area, and we've divided ourselves into neighborhoods, and we have people in each of those neighborhoods that kind of stand at the ready to take meals to people, to maybe provide rides to a doctor's office. And it's not just those assigned people. Anybody could be called upon who lives in that neighborhood to help out in a time of need. I'd like to see a show of hands of people who have been either contacted to provide a meal. Let's see those people. Yep, or a ride. Yeah, lots of you. And anybody who's been on the receiving end of that. Yeah, lots of you. So, you know, things happen. We have knee replacements. You know, we have surgery. We have cataract surgery. We need things. So we need each other. And as Eric said, we live in the shelter of each other, and that's what's so beautiful about this congregation. So this is a formal way of caring. We also have what you can see here is end-of-life planning. And for a few years, we had really kind of formal classes on how to prepare documents and how to prepare yourself to have conversations with your family members. Out of that grew what we call the Thoughtful Endings Affinity Group. It's now every third Saturday we get together, and it's been going on for over 2 years, and we have really kind of in-depth discussions about end-of-life matters. And it's a pretty popular group. A dozen to sometimes 14 or 15 people get together, and we have pretty deep conversations about those matters. Many people in this congregation have used assistance with planning memorial services. Unfortunately, we've lost many of our members, and we have lost family members of members. And so we do a lovely job of providing assistance for memorial services. How many people in the congregation have helped plan memorial services? Have been volunteers? Yes, many of us. And then we want to talk about pastoral care, and I'm just going to touch on this here. The minister cannot do all of this. We need to be supporting the minister in this endeavor. And back in 2018, we developed a program called the Lay Pastoral Care Associates program. This is kind of a quiet program, and that's good because we're very quietly and discreetly providing support to people when they're going through life's challenges. Reverend Penny Rather actually started this program for us, and Penny Rather is going to be joining us this morning. Penny's a retired UU minister, and she now lives in Nashville, Tennessee. She's going to talk to us about the roots of this program and is going to talk to us more in depth about what this program is all about. So I'm going to actually turn this over to Penny Rather.
Good morning. I am Penny Rather, and my pronouns are she and her. And I'm so happy to be with you this morning and honored to help with this exploration of an important fellowship program. Like all of life's transitions, like the first day of kindergarten, or graduating from high school, or marriage, the birth of a child, or divorce, or widowhood, retirement has its challenges. I retired from the active Unitarian Universalist ministry 12 years ago, and I really loved this phase of my life. But the transition was hard. I struggled to make my way back from the pulpit to the pews. I floundered as I sought my new place in this fellowship, where I had been a member since 1990 and which was the congregation that loved me into ministry. I researched in fits and starts ways to serve the community by volunteering, but I felt no particular energy about pursuing any of the opportunities that I came across. Then one day at lunch with Reverend Lydia, this fellowship's most recent settled minister, I shared my struggles with her. And in the spirit of collegiality, she offered a possible solution, one that turned out to be a benefit not just to me, but to this congregation as well. The congregation was growing healthily, she said, a good thing to be sure. But it was at an awkward size, too small to afford a second minister, but too big for one minister to care for all its needs. In particular, its needs for pastoral care. More and more people were needing to talk with her about their spiritual and emotional struggles, their grief, their fears and doubts, their worries about their health or someone they loved, how to navigate life's transitions, maybe even retirement. More pastoral needs than one person could reasonably attend to. Lydia told me of other congregations who, under similar circumstances, had called upon members to take on some of the pastoral care needs. And she told me also that the Fellowship's Caring Council had been considering doing that here. Would I be interested, she asked, in helping to develop such a program? Immediately, I felt my mood lift and my energy for being of service return. I was being presented with an opportunity to be involved in my congregation that used my particular skills and training, that would fulfill an unmet need here, and it filled me with gladness. I felt like I was being called to this new role. Now, the concept of a call is common in the field of ministry, and in some cases, in some contexts, it refers explicitly to a call from God. But it could be a call from that still small voice within, or from a loved one, or a stranger, or a colleague, or even a congregation. An explanation that resonates most with me comes from the Presbyterian theologian Frederick Buechner, who described call as the intersection where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. Where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. Maybe you've felt that kind of a call, whether it be to a career or a family or a volunteer opportunity. In Lydia's invitation, I saw the intersection of my great gladness in caring for individuals in need and the fellowship's great need of pastoral care. And so we developed the Lay Pastoral Care Associates program, often abbreviated LPCA. And through that program, we would extend that call to fellowship members who also feel that great gladness in caring for others. So over the next year or so, we developed this program in cooperation with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. And then we recruited and trained volunteers who were well respected in the fellowship and rolled out the program in January of 2018. This new Pastoral Care Associates would offer one-on-one attention to persons in the congregation in special need. And those needs might include major life changes like birth, adoption, loss of a job, divorce, death or chronic illness of a loved one, one's own health problems or hospitalization, gender or sexual preference struggles, isolation, or loneliness. This program is an important part of the fellowship's caring ministry, and it is especially valuable during these years of ministerial transition, when Reverend Barbara, as an interim minister, has different priorities than a settled minister.
Reverend Penny, my friend and my colleague, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to share service with you. This is the time in our service when we share the personal, the joys and the concerns. And I mention it now for folks on Zoom. If you haven't yet but wish to do so, you still have some time to type in a joy or concern into the chat. And before we move on to the meditation, I'd like to announce a new part of the caring program. If Cindy Stark-Reed would come forward, please. This morning is the initiation of what the caring teams are calling the Sunday support person. This is someone each Sunday designated by the particular stole who will be available after the service. Around the exit, if any of you is in need, look for the stole. I keep in contact with that person to notice caring needs on a Sunday morning. I experienced this program over at Jefferson Unitarian Church several months ago, and I'm pleased to say that now we are bringing it here as well. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. So then, my friends, may we come together in some moments of prayer and meditation as we prepare to hear the individual joys and concerns. In a world so filled with brokenness and sorrow, it would be easy to lose ourselves in never-ending grief, to be choked by our outrage, to be paralyzed by the enormity of suffering, to feel our hearts squeezed tight with hopelessness. Instead, this morning, let us simply breathe together as we hold our hearts open. Breathing in as our hearts fill with compassion. Breathing out as we pray for healing in our world and in our lives. Breathing in, opening ourselves to the transforming power of love. Breathing out as we pray for peace in our world and our lives. May we know strength. May we be filled with courage. May love flow from us into the world. Amen. Blessed be. Ashe. In addition to the concerns of the world here in our congregation, through now the writing in the Joys and Concerns book, we share the individual joys and concerns. We're catching up a few weeks. And for those unspoken, maybe perhaps still not realized joys and concerns that lie within the still small voice of each of us, we offer one final stone. Thank you, Erica. In response to the joys and concerns, the challenges, the joys, the celebrations, let us sing together this morning as our pastoral hymn, Comfort Me, a very basic, simple song. We'll sing it through twice.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort
Amen. And blessed be.
Each week we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives and this community by giving half our plate away to those organizations that share our values. Today, the half plate is for Sister Carmen Community Center, serving the needs of residents of East Boulder County. Sister Carmen helps those who struggle to cover bills, can't afford healthy food, or are experiencing other hardships. Their thrift store on Baseline helps support their work. The work of Sister Carmen is vital to the well-being of many people. You can text your donation at the number on the screen, or if you are at the fellowship today, place a donation in the offering plate as it passes. Please give generously as you so often do.
For the work and witness of this congregation and Sister Carmen, your contributions are gratefully received. I have a reading which for me is one of the most heartfelt statements about caring by the American poet Naomi Shihab Nye, who lives in San Antonio, Texas, part of the country where I've haunted around in past ministries. Wandering around the Albuquerque airport terminal, after learning my flight had been delayed for 4 hours, I heard an announcement. Quote, "If anybody in the vicinity of gate A4 understands any Arabic, please come to the gate immediately." Well, one pauses these days, you know. Gate A4 was my own gate. I went there. An older woman in full traditional Palestinian embroidered dress, just like my grandma wore, was crumpled to the floor, wailing, "Help! Help," also said the flight attendant. "Talk to her. What is her problem? We told her the flight was going to be late, and she did this," crumpled on the floor. I stooped. I put my arm around the woman, and I spoke haltingly a few words of Arabic. The minute she heard any words she knew, however poorly pronounced, she stopped crying. She thought the flight had been canceled entirely. She needed to be in El Paso for major treatment the next day. I said, "No, we're fine. You'll get there just late. Who is picking you up? Let's call that person." We called her son. I spoke with him in English. I told him I would stay with his mother till we got on the plane. She talked to him. Then we called her other sons just for the fun of it. Then we called my dad, and he and she spoke for a while in Arabic and found out, of course, they had 10 shared friends. And then I thought, just for the heck of it, why not call some Palestinian poets I know and let them chat with her? This took all of 2 hours. She was laughing a lot by then, telling about her life, patting my knee, answering questions. She had pulled a sack of homemade cookies out, little powdered, sugary, crumbly mounds stuffed with dates and nuts. She had pulled them out of her bag and was offering them to all the women at the gate. To my amazement, not a single traveler declined one. It was like a sacrament. The traveler from Argentina, the mom from California, the lovely woman from Laredo, all were covered with the same powdered sugar and smiling. There is no better cookie. Then the airline broke out free apple juice. And 2 little girls from our flight ran around serving it, and they were covered with powdered sugar too. And then I noticed my new best friend, by now we were holding hands, had a potted plant poking out of her bag, some medical thing with green furry leaves. Such an old country traveling tradition. Always carry a plant. Always stay rooted to somewhere. And I looked around that gate of late and weary ones and thought, this is the world I want to live in, the shared world. Not a single person at that gate, once the crying of confusion stopped, seemed apprehensive about any other person. They took the cookies. I wanted to hug all those other women too. This can still happen anywhere. Not everything is lost. Ministry by Naomi Shihab Nye. Well, indeed, my friends, hugs and caring can happen anywhere, including airports. Caring happens all the time in this congregation, among both laity and professional staff. Caring is core to the portfolio of any clergy person, that would be me, and Reverend Penny, and other religious professionals, as well as you congregants. However, I think it's important to clarify the interim minister's role in pastoral care, especially for relative newcomers here. Interim ministry, as this congregation is in right now, is in an intentional period for a congregation to assess its identity and how it wants to go forward. During this interim time, this in-between time, this transitioning time, Ministers bring particular projects and protocols and requirements to congregations. As Reverend Penny told us about, during significant changes, the need for care is especially important. Right now, we face inordinate change, inordinate transition in the world order, as well as here in congregational life. And this congregation, as you've heard, is fortunate to have so many caring volunteers. However, and perhaps ironically, even though these times of change call for additional caring resources, most interim ministers devote less of their portfolios to pastoral matters because of several exceptional responsibilities for transitioning work, which are not expected of a settled minister. Now, please hear me. This does not mean that interim ministers don't care about caring. Instead, that interim ministry comes with other priorities. For example, the interim minister guides congregations through the 5 focus points of interim ministry, which we will review next month and also have a forum on. I know this shift in the resident minister's involvement in pastoral care surprised some of you when this interim period began last August. A shift from the deep, caring connections many of you developed with the previous resident minister. I try to observe guidelines for pastoral care similar to my interim colleagues. I attend to the most serious health concerns, especially end-of-life matters, and serve as the principal officiant for memorial services, here in the building and off-site. And for other life passages, such as weddings, union ceremonies, and child dedications. While I wish I could regularly attend all the many caring groups and conversations here to get to know all of you much better, my primary focus is the monthly meeting with the pastoral team to stay abreast of individual caring needs. Finally, I oversee the minister's discretionary fund, available for congregants in financial need. My friends, indeed, we are in challenging times when caring for one another is critical for all of us, for you, for me. If you have needs, great or small, reach out to this congregation's many caregivers and consider joining one of the caregiving teams yourself. Take on a caring mindset, so to imagine that we are all members of the caring team here at Boulder Valley UU. Let's let grace and love and a covenant of caring guide all our relationships with one another. Let's reach out, my friends. Let's share our powdered sugar cookies with one another. May all this be so.
The care we give and receive in this fellowship is not just a fringe benefit of belonging to a Unitarian Universalist congregation. It is central to our faith. Because ours is a covenantal rather than a creedal religion, we choose to be in this company, to bear witness to each other's tears and laughter, to make sense of our experience of the world, not because we are all following a creed that prescribes what we believe, but because we make a promise to each other. In the words of an early Unitarian covenant, we promise to walk together in the ways of love, that we and our children might be fulfilled, and that we might speak to the world in words and actions of peace and goodwill. And what does walking together in the ways of love mean, but to care for one another? To support another when they are frightened or angry or troubled. To offer each other compassion, acceptance, commitment. To be with each other in ways that fulfill our congregational mission to transform lives, to transform the world, and to build community. The LPCAs are not just helping out the ministers because the ministers are too busy. Back in the day, you used to hear sometimes about fathers babysitting their kids, which is absurd because fathers and mothers are partners in parenting. And lay people are partners with ministers in caring for one another. It is one of our religious obligations. Don't be reluctant to seek training as an LPCA if caring for others is a source of great gladness for you. You don't need to be an ordained minister or a mental health professional to offer this ministry of support and presence. If more specialized help is needed, you will have resources for referral. A pastoral care associate is not a therapist, nor are they a financial or medical or legal advisor. They are not there to tell someone how to solve their problems that they are experiencing, but to let them know that they are not alone with those problems, to walk with them in the ways of love. And don't be reluctant to ask for help to talk to an LPCA, because this ministry benefits not only the one who receives care, but also the one who gives it. Every one of us can be a part of this congregation's caring ministry. Every one of us can grow spiritually by helping others. So say yes when asked to provide a meal. Offer your full attention to someone in distress. Reach out to someone who shares during joys and concerns. Seek training as an LPCA, or ask to speak with one when you are in need. And finally, it is important to remember that the care we give and receive within our fellowship can make us more effective agents for transforming the world. For it is in caring for or accepting that care from those in our congregation whom we may not know well, that we learn to care beyond our choosing, that we can learn to care for those we may never meet, those who may be very different from us, racially, religiously, politically, and in many other ways. Who knows when you might be called to care for someone at gate A4 at Denver International Airport, and you can show by your caring that not everything is lost. May it be so.
Earlier, I spoke about the formal ways in which we care, but we think the most really important caring happens in the coffee line, sitting at a table in the coffee hour.
Yeah.
So, hey Eric, how are you these days?
Well, actually, I'm a little anxious. I'm scheduled for cataract surgery this week. You know, when my eyes, it really scares me.
Oh, yeah, piece of cake. I had one of those 10 years ago. It was nothing to it. You just They do hundreds of them a day. You just, well, not hundreds, maybe a dozen of them a day. You just go in there and out of there, and don't worry. It's just nothing to it.
Oh, thanks, I guess.
So what do you think? Good? Deborah says bad. Yeah, okay. So, okay, take two. Hey, Eric, how you doing? What's new?
Well, I'm a little anxious. I'm going to have I'm having cataract surgery done on my eyes this week, and I'm just afraid of something going wrong.
Oh, yeah. Eyes, yeah. Sounds like you're a little nervous about that.
I am,
yeah.
for sure.
You know what? Let's maybe go over and sit on those little tables over there by the library, and we can talk about
Oh,
it.
thanks, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Better? Okay. Okay, so, all right.
Oh, hey, guys, save me a seat. Oh, hey, hi. We met the other night at the 6x6 dinner. Your husband's TK, right? Mm-hmm. Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Take two. Oh, hi, hey. We met the other night at the 6x6, didn't we?
Yeah.
And your husband's TK.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, not so good.
Can I sit?
Yeah, sure.
Do you feel like talking about it at all?
Yeah. You know that, yeah, it's hard. That song, Comfort Me, that always gets to me every time. Every time.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
What is it that?
Yeah, my brother Bob, he died a few years ago, and every time we sing that song, it always makes me cry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it more?
Yeah.
What was he like?
He was this big, burly guy, and he was just so full of life, and it's just.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's good. It's good to talk about him.
Good.
A lot of people. Yeah, it's hard, but hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate you. And it's good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise.
Yeah. Those dinners are great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be a moment of caring for each of us awaiting us in this room this morning, here in this room and folks online. Reach out, listen, respond. And as we opened our service with singing, let's close with singing. I believe Clara and Julie are going to tell us about our last hymn. Is that right?
That's right.
There you go.
So this, my friends, is from the brand new virtual hymnal that the UU has put together. It is a new song, very simple, called Will Be Known by Our Love. Now, if you were in here before the service started, you already heard this one, so you got to help me and sing out a little bit, okay? But the words will be on the screen. It's nice and easy. Let's do rise in body or spirit if that feels good to your body, but sitting's fine too.
my hand. When the raging waters flow, I'll help you to land, and we'll go together into the great unknown, shelter for each other, compassion as our home, and we'll be known by our love. We'll be known by our love. When you're fearful, when you're blue, don't despair. When the world gives up on you, I'll still be there, and we'll go together into the great unknown, shelter for each other, compassion as our home, and we'll be known by our love. We'll be known by our love. We'll be known by our love.
My friends, please remain standing in body or in spirit as we extinguish our chalice. Constance, Eric, I'm not sure who is going to extinguish the chalice. I invite you to join in the words. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, nor the energy of action. And as we have begun to adopt for our benediction the words of the new all-congregation covenant, as you wish, I invite you to join in physical or spiritual contact with those around you for the covenant. Please join in saying the congregational covenant. We covenant to be a fellowship, welcoming to all, where our differences are a deeps of learning and spiritual growth. Amen. Shalom. Salam. Namaste. Blessed be. So I invite you to resume your seats. There are no announcements, but Constance would like to introduce you to the LPCAs. So please resume your seats for a few moments.
I would like our current LPCAs to please stand up. Pat Boltop, Ani Leggett, Sue Middleton, Margaret English, and let's see, Molly Fortuna is not with us today. She may be on Zoom, I suppose. Let's see, and myself. I think that's all. Yes. Okay, so anyway, so that you can see all of these people who are our Lay Pastoral Care Associates. Thank you for being here today. Okay.